What's up? So, are you guys familiar with Yellow Wolf? Because you're about to be. This thing's gonna be one rowdy whip. This guy brought this car to me wanting a Gen 5 3-liter Whipple Supercharger installed. Really? You're rude. Anyways, guy wants a Whipple installed. We're gonna get this thing hooked up. This Whipple should be 700 wheel-ish. So look at this beaut. She is gorgeous, bud. Gorgeous. Better believe in the Whipple, because let me tell you, it's not the first one I've done. These things are rowdy. 3.875 inch pulley, according to the book wherever I left it. That should be like 11 pounds on this setup, something like that. So you got your belt links, your boost, 3.875 on a stock bouncer, 11 pounds of boost. 11 pounds is gonna be fun in this whip. Having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting some stuff apart on this thing. God, this color looks so much better on the camera. It does, it really pops, has that bright pop like it does in the sun. Inside, it's a little dreary, you know, but God, it's such a pretty color. I do like this color. Anyways, moving on. Until I've already been working on it. For the record, I dubbed this car Yellow Wolf. Just seemed like such a fitting name for it. So this car is going to be, hopefully, one heck of a monster and one heck of a sleeper. Nobody will expect anything unless they've seen this, and then I ruin the whole surprise. But still going to be one rowdy whip. I'm going to put it on time lapse, let you guys see me take some of this stuff apart. I'm just following the Whipple book as they send it to you. This is a incredible book, a really incredible tool to have in the shop if you don't already have one and you work on cars like these, because this is the second Whipple car I've done some work to. This is the first one I've ever installed, and this book is phenomenal. Whipple has some of the best instructions I've ever seen. I've got, I had a Procharger on my last car, came with the Procharger instructions and everything like that, which I'll show you that book here, just because I want to show you this on comparison from my little stash of books there. Obviously, this book's seen its better days, you know, but this is what I had on my car, and don't get me wrong, this is still a really nice book. I do like my Procharger stuff. They circle and label everything as you need to go through it, but this Whipple book's on a whole different level, man. Whipple is phenomenal. So if you've never dealt with them personally and you're thinking about buying a kit or something, I mean, look at the coloring and the labels. I mean, it's colors right down to the bolts, the rails, everything, down to the pieces of foam, how the back of the intake manifold works. So on the 15 and up cars, they have these canisters that control the valves, and they actuate valves inside the intake, which actually cause it to have more or less torque down low or more or less power up top. And the book is just phenomenal. The colors are great. So enough of me tooting their own horn on that, because that is, I mean, it makes my job so much easier. Anyone can install this kit for the most part, as long as you have some general knowledge and are somewhat mechanically inclined. This seems to be a very easy kit. In fact, with these instructions, I almost think a moron could do it. So I say that, I don't mean to sound mean or rude, but fact of the matter is, it's just so well laid out. But continuing on, we're going to go ahead and get some stuff apart on this thing and make some progress. I'm excited to drive it. Shoo, bud. Alright, I got the intake off. I'm getting ready to leave. It's getting late already. We're gonna get all this cleaned up tomorrow and work on getting this, well, not that intake back on. Work on continuing on with the Whipple and getting this thing installed. So far, what I have learned is I hate pulling these intakes off. They've got the butterfly valves in the back of them here, and there's connector, and then 2 little clips for the harness. And shoo, boy, there's a little bit of a booger to get off for the first time. But now that I know, it should be easier in the future. But either way, I still don't look forward to doing any of those in the future. So, anyways, we're gonna get some rest and hit it again tomorrow. Next day, we've got the heads cleaned where the blower's gonna end up mounting. We've got the coolant lines off and all that stuff. Vacuum lines are off and whatnot. So next, we're gonna try to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff gone. We're following instructions here. Looks like next is some lines for the coolant ports and stuff like that. So I'm gonna jump back into the laps and keep on going. All right, quick update. Got another 2 pages or so done. We're almost halfway there. The biggest problem I'm running into is just really like stuff like this. It really eats up time for me because I want to make sure I do it right. And it's not 100% as detailed as everything else is. So it makes me constantly think that I'm messing something up. But what I ended up doing was I cut 1 inch off of this. This is the stock hose, which it told you to take it off, and it tells you to take it off again. So it's like, I've already got it off, but all right. So shortened it 1 inch, shortened this stock hose 1 inch, and what this is going to do is just allow extra room for the Supercharger belt for the Whipple because it's adding a new belt in there. All this stuff goes back together. It says to put the water neck on. Sorry. It says to put the water neck on and then to put all this stuff on, but it's a lot easier to put the water neck and the hose together and then put the T on. And when you're doing that T, it has a rubber O-ring, and then it also has like a plastic ring with like a rib in the middle, and it's supposed to sit in the middle in here, and it's hard to get in there. So I took a hammer and gently tapped it with a dead blow to get it to seat in there correctly. Put the neck back on. I got this hose on. This has to be right here because this pointing straight towards the driver's side is what's going to clearance the blower, because the blower's going to be right here. It's supposed to be really close according to the picture. Right there. The picture shows it being really close in there. You can see the nipple right there, and then the hose clamp, which you have to move. Make sure that it's got some room there. And now the rest is going pretty good. I mean, it's smooth. It's just got some stuff going on at the shop today, so trying to stay focused on this and dedicate just to this. So next thing it's got us doing is wiring. It wants us to go after these fan relays next. Fan, intercooler, all that stuff. 67 out of 62. 27 out of 62. Really cooking along. I mean, this thing's got everything right down to the torque specs and all. So it's a pretty sweet little install kit here. So we're getting closer and closer to installing the blower. This is where you install the air temperature sensor. It's supposed to be brass or something. I learned on the last car. Fuel rails. All that stuff here. So make sure you don't forget to put oil in your blower before you're done. But, alright, well, I'm going to keep on trucking here and we're going to see what else we come up with. Alright, that's going to conclude this first episode of the Whipple car. I'm going to break it up into 2 separate videos. Reason being, we ended up running into problems. It seems that it's actually missing a spacer and a bolt for the spring-loaded tensioner. Like the shipping package shows that it's not supposed to come with the extra. It shows that everything it's supposed to have is here, but the instruction says otherwise. So I'm going to call Whipple tomorrow and get the rest of the information. So I'll see you guys back in 2 weeks and you'll get to see the rest of this install and how this car actually performs. It's going to have a base Whipple tune, so it's just going to be the Whipple tune. So hopefully the first tune is the last tune. I don't think that there's multiple calibrations that you have to have with them. It's just they send you one that's supposed to work and you're done. So we'll see how it does. But as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure that you guys come back and check out the rest of this Whipple install, plus any of the other videos we got going on. I've got a ton of stuff coming out for the truck if the weather will ever clear up. So y'all stay tuned. That's going to be pretty exciting, I think. So just remember, like always, make better choices.